Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How you all doing? Welcome back to the Imrik of Caledor Warhammer 2 campaign, which I haven't abandoned. So, I just wanted to say a couple of things first up. So, I'm going to be doing a full Imrik of Caledor campaign here today in one video. We're going to be doing 125 turns with Imrik. So this is the situation. So Warhammer 2 is divisive on my channel. There's a clear split between the historical fans and the Warhammer fantasy fans, which is fine. I just need to work around it as I love Warhammer 2. It's a great game. So, unfortunately on the channel, when the campaign Let's Plays come out, sometimes the videos drop off by like 4 to 5%, which is massive. And just due to the YouTube algorithm, I can't afford to do that anymore. It has a lot of bad things, like it can softcore unsub stuff. It just doesn't recommend other videos. And I wanted to try and make this video work regardless. I think with Warhammer on the channel, like my Arthurian series when it came out did really well, but the Grom video, it was fun, I enjoyed it, but the views, the comments, just the general consensus and sort of feedback, it just did really bad, and the same thing was going to happen for the Imrik series. So, this is the workaround. Excuse me. I'm going to be putting all of the episodes in today's video, so you're going to get a massive, like 2.5-hour video here, a full campaign in one video. So, basically, yeah, I think this is the way we're probably going to have to do Warhammer 2 content on the channel. I love Warhammer, but there's a clear distinction, and I just can't ignore the majority. That's a shame. So I think Warhammer 2 in the future, what we're going to have to do is basically play one campaign on release, because I still do get early access from CA. Or maybe I need to live stream and only doing like 1 or 2 videos, but doing like Let's Plays 6 to 7, they just don't do well. People drop off, people lose interest, which is fun. It's absolutely fun. But I've just got to be agile, I've got to adapt and evolve, and maybe this could be a start of something, me doing full campaigns in one video. I have actually thought about doing this in other videos. So basically just getting the entire episode catalog and chucking them into one huge, epic, like 6-hour sort of video in one. And I could maybe premiere it or something so you guys don't have to like run around and find specific episodes and playlists. But that's a little bit of food for thought. This is where I'm sort of thinking about the Warhammer 2 content. Hearts of Iron 4... Total War, Attila to Rome 2, all the other Total Wars before fine. It's just this Warhammer, which is sticky. But that's the situation I've made. But regardless, you got a full Imrik campaign for the ones you like it, and you can just sort of skip ahead, pick to the parts you want, or maybe even chop it up and watch it for the rest of the week. So I just wanted to explain myself here. That's what I'm sort of thinking about Warhammer 2. So thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for 125 turns with Imrik of Caledor. I had a blast with this campaign.
Behold, Prince Imrik, you have arrived at the Plain of Bones, ancient graveyard of the dragons, to honor their dead and seek the wisdom of those still roaming the world. Few relics are left, for dark magic once took hold of this place. Furthermore, the dwarfs have committed sacrilege in seeking the dragon's treasures, wantonly despoiling their remains. You must punish their gold lust and purge them from their mountain holds. But be on your guard. Other nearby Dawi will not take this lightly and may seek vengeance. There is dark, ancient power to be found in the south. Though you may think twice before meddling here, it may be necessary. For in the distant ocean, a formidable black ark of the Druki has been spotted. Its business unknown. Noble dragon prince, these are wild and untamed lands, infested by greedy Dawi, twisted greenskins, and other more secretive vermin. Come what may, the Knights of Kalador must prevail.
Okay guys, welcome to the campaign map. Now Imrik starts in a really cool and unique place in Mortal Empires. He's in the sort of far east of the Badlands in the Dragon's Graveyard. There's a lot of different enemies you're going to be fighting as a High Elf faction. Like, the High Elves are my favourite in Warhammer. I'm not saying they're the best, but they're personally my favourite. So we're currently at war with a fair few Dwarven factions. We've got Death Master Snickich nearby with Clan Eshen. We've also got Malice Darkblade to the south. We've even got, potentially to the north, Thorgrim Grudgebearer and the Greenskins as well, with Grim Gore Ironhide. So we're pretty far in the bottom right hand corner of the map. Now we start off with Fortress Vorag, or Vorag. It's a former vampiric settlement, of course. With Imrik, he starts off with 2 units of archers, 1 spearman. He has 1 line unit of chase. We've also got dragon knights, dragon princes rather. We are dragon knights, I guess. We also start off with a dragon as well. We're currently at war with the dwarves to the north here in Darkhold, and we want to try and push and take them out as quickly as possible. So trade rights are going to be difficult in this series, of course. The thing is, right, to actually trade with Ulthuan and the Old World and New World factions, we have to push super far over to the west. So initially, early on, we're going to struggle for trade. Let's upgrade my public order and entertainment here, because we're going to need that, because we do have a slight vampiric buff. There's no vampires here anymore, which is fortunate for us, but it's going to be really interesting to see High Elves and Dwarves fighting like they did so many years ago. Kind of reminds me of sort of invoking more of Tolkien's hatred between dwarves and elves, of course. Obviously these are dwarfs, aren't they? Completely different. We've got Malice Darkblade as well to the south, which we really need to keep an eye on. We do have communication with Kalador itself. Now there is a unique event for Imrik in Mortal Empires to confederate, so once I think it's sack or raise a certain amount of territory, we'll be able to go for that. We've also got some other dowie nearby as well. Alrighty, I think it's time to make our way to Darkhold soon. We're trying to upgrade the fortress. We want to try and unite the Plane of Bones. We also eventually want to probably push north before Grimgore makes a claim, and we've still got some minor greenskin tribes to the east as well. But there's a lot of legendary lords that are going to be vying for our territory around us. So we need to focus on the dwarves of Darkhold to the north. Military advancements now done, and that was our confederation opportunity. Research wise, I think our best bet is going with Spear Wall, just looking earlier on. Archer prowess, once we get some more, is probably not a bad idea. We're probably not going to get Lothern Seaguard for a while just yet. They have moved an army here with Finn Strongarm. And for my own curiosity, they don't want peace or anything. Alright, how big's the garrison in Darkhold? 6 plus a agent. And that army isn't in range just yet. Look, let's push and destroy the garrison at Darkhold, and then if we have to fight that additional reinforcing army, there wasn't an army for us to intercept really early on, but regardless, let's do a quick save and a hard save, and we shall have the battle for Darkhold. We do start off with a Fire Mage, which is fantastic if I do say so myself. The Dragon Princes are definitely going to be really good. We can even get Dragon Princes a lot earlier and with reduced upkeep as well through our unique building in the fortress. But it's kind of strange seeing High Elves fight the dwarves of Clan Helheim. They've got 2 units of crossbows, 2 miners, 2 axes, and then they have Drakebeard, ironically, as their leader. 14 there. I'm nearly happy to gamble that, sure. Why not? So, okay, that's alright. Let's start the deployment. So let's make a strong long front line with our infantry. Spears at the back. We'll put Imrik on the left and the Fire Mage on the right. Our Dragon Princes as well, along with our dragon. So we got the Star Lance. Imrik has a lance forged out of a star. And let's have a look at Prince Imrik. He starts mounted on his Fable steed. It's going to take quite some time before we get his beast dragon. Isn't it Milnir, or whatever the fuck its name is? I can't remember off the top of my head. Here are the spear units for the Knights of Kalador. The Sun Dragon further at the back. And archers there as well. Moving on now to the Fire Mage and Dragon Princes of Kalador. So we start off with a pretty robust army. It's just due to we're fighting so many dynamic enemies. Imrik, the slayer of greenskins, dwarves, dark elves, Skaven and gobos, you name it. They're going to be, even Tomb Kings could even come up against us. But the Dowie are slowly but surely advancing upon us. They're trying to close the distance as we have skirmisher, area, and numerical supremacy. Let's show these dirty beards what we're made of. So we can keep our Sun Dragon up here nice and high. We'll be able to shoot upon them. We could try and close the distance on them, put some pressure on them, and go out and get our archers as well. Rightio, men, pick a unit and move out. Once we've got Darkhold under our control, the dwarves still have, what, 3-4 settlements, which we'll have to take. We'll try and keep our dragon up in the air. We'll go with Sun Dragon Breath once we get in range. Imrik is flanking now. And we'll try and go for whatever their cluster is. Burn them! Drakebeard. Yeah, what a ironic name. We'll allow my Dragon Princes to hit these miners, which seem to be rotating. We've got a Fire Blast just missing over the top. But the Dragon Princes are absolutely destroying the dwarves. And we've got our Axemen there carving through the Dowie. Imrik's now in. We've deployed our Sun Dragon. Let's move our Dragon Princes out so we can cycle charge where we can. But like the point I was making before is like it's so weird seeing High Elves in the old world. I opted to go with a Mortal Empires campaign, although it's longer and sometimes often harder. I'd rather do this than a Vortex campaign because I've already done that with Eltharion. But we've got a couple of options with this campaign. We can keep our independence in the old world, not focusing or worrying with the political machinations which are happening back in the Ten Kingdoms in Ulthuan. But maybe Teclis, Tyrion, Eltharion, even Alariel and Alistair to some extent might get a bit of a kick up the bum if they keep on having civil wars between themselves. Imrik, one of the last bloodline of the Knights of Kalador, has sort of he's kind of like Dragonborn. The best way to describe. He's kind of like the Dova King. He's really cool lore-wise. Even has sort of a cool end times backstory, which I know is controversial to say the least, but no matter. Alright, so let's try and hit these miners that are flat-footed here now. They're routing, they're rotating, and the Dragon Princes are going to have a field day against them. Bring them down! Alright. But, yeah, we'll try build up a strong Eastern High Elf Empire. A kingdom worthy of Imrik of Caledor. For the bloodline of the Dragon Princes. And we'll just sort of see where we are, because sometimes if the event comes up, we could basically, if you decide to keep the regions in Kalador when you're not ready in Vol's Anvil, you can sort of stretch yourself too thin. We already are in a difficult situation because there's so many potential enemies which are decent. You've got to really watch out for Malus Darkblade and the demon that consumes him. We've also got to watch out for Snickich, Deathmaster of Clan Ashen, who has those ambushes buff, which is like, what is it, 95% potential ambush, so we really got to watch out for that. And you never know, seeing as we're already carving up Dowie left, right, and centre here, Thorgrim, Grudgebearer, I'm sure he's put it in the book somewhere, so we've got to watch out for him, along with Grim, Gore, Ironhide, all vying for territory, power, and influence in the Dragon's Graveyard. So we'll try and run them down here. But at any point, Imrik can take his position on the High Elf Council and take and control Kalador back in Ulth 1, but it just sort of depends how things go. In my Grom series, which if you haven't gone and watched, highly recommend that you do if you want to see some action with the Goblin King himself. Eltharion managed to take most of Ulth 1. Tyrion was not in a very good situation whatsoever. But also, if you take the stuff back in Kalador, Kalador often, in various playthroughs that I play, they often get either destroyed or heavily hampered by the vampires, the part of the pirate coast. Count Noctilus is all often there, sometimes even Dark Elves, even some Druki go down there, Marathi and whatnot. We only lost 140, and we've decimated the Clan Helheim garrison there. Drakebeard is no more. The Dragon Princes did fantastic, 165, along with the Sun Dragon, 74. Archies did incredibly well, 41, 22 against the Dwarves. Axeman as well. Imrik did alright. My Fire Mage did better than Imrik, which is interesting. Looking at the Dwarves there, the Miners performed the best for them. So we outnumbered them slightly. We had 800, they had just shy of 600, we only lost 140, and Imrik is slowly but surely leveling up. But the thing is with the Dwarves, they never forget. They never forgive. And I reckon that army's probably going to seek retribution quick fast. We can sack and get 2.6k and a replenishment, which is what we're going to do. And then we'll try and deal with the other army. Can we actually just go straight in now and occupy it still? Yeah, we can. Sometimes that doesn't work in certain areas, but sacking and occupying instead of loot and occupying, you often get more, and you don't get too much of the public order debuff there. So they've still control Ash Ridge Mountain and the mount to the north. We'll try and use what we can, but strong armor is going to come down soon to parlay. Alrighty. So we've still got a decent war chest. 9 turns before a dragon comes up, a dragon event, which we have a couple of options. We've got Root March, we've got Dragon Horn. Sword play. I think going with movement earlier on is probably the best play, even though the Dragon Horn will be incredibly useful once we get that rolling. So we eventually want to go down with Flaming Head. We want to try and get that as quickly as possible for the Fire Mage. Okay guys, welcome to the top of the turn. It's turn 4 in our Let's Play. We've taken Darkhold, of course. Imrik has replenished and mustered, and the Dwarvish army managed to pull back to Ridge Mountain. So they're holding in there for now. We've also got some new recruits, some rangers as well, 3, along with some better quality archers. So we nearly have a full stack under our control with Imrik. So they've pushed back to Ash Ridge Mountain, strong arm. He's also got some slayers in there now as well. So we'll do a quick save and a hard save, and we'll fight the battle for Ash Ridge Mountains. I just sort of got distracted looking at the old dwarven stronghold there. It's just, that model specifically just reminds me so much of Battle for Middle-earth, like the RTS. So now we have 3 ranger units, our axes of course, 4 units of spears, 3 units of archers, and then 2 slightly armoured there as well. 10, we could gamble as well, but we'll see how we go. No, we're not going to get much better than that. Maybe it's just due to the terrain we're in. The winds of magic just simply are not in our favour. So let's make a strong long front line with our spearmen, and then we'll allow our white lions to hold the right and left flank along with the rangers, because ideally what we want to do, it's not gonna, I hate when it does that. I want to, it's not too bad, like when I've regrouped it I want it to stay like that. Archers can hold just behind it. Actually no, I'll put them slightly higher, even though it doesn't look aesthetically pleasing when I show you guys the units. Being closer up is better, just to get that additional range where you can. It's all about the 1% in Warhammer, I guess. So here is Prince Imrik, of course, Dragon Tamer, Dovahkiin I like to call him. And here are the rangers for Prince Imrik. White lines and spear on the flanks. And we'll try and get our spearmen to hold in defensive and sort of aggressive battles, and then we'll try and get our rangers to flank as well, along with our dragon princes. So, without further ado, let's start the battle. Now, let's have a look at this. So we'll try and move my archers up where we can, along with our spears. We want to try and get stuck into the dwarves. Now they have a slightly larger host than the last fight, but early on, just due to our skirmishes are so strong in Warhammer, especially having a fire mage as well, might even be a little bit too much. But yeah, I just want to say a huge thank you to the Creative Assembly for sending me a copy of the Warden the Paunch DLC and making this Let's Play possible. We've actually got a cannon there we have to watch out for as well. We want to try and get stuck into that. They seem to be rotating more than anything. But guys, this series will end in the future at some point. So let me know in the comments now so I can prepare, get you guys feedback and organised. Do you want to see more Warhammer 2? I really do enjoy Warhammer, but it's not for everyone on the channel. I've enjoyed... Oh, okay, so we've nearly knocked out those cannons there with the Sun Dragon. Try and focus that as you can, because that's what's going to be the thing that rips through our Dragon Princes or our Sun Dragon. We need to get rid of those Thunderers as well. Let's hopefully hope that those Thunderers don't turn around in time. Dragon Princes, go, go, go! Oh my god, bring them down, boys! Let's show the pointy heads. Yes! That's what I'm talking about. Perfect stuff. So, for this Dwarvish army, it's mostly the cannons and the Thunderers. If we can try and neutralize them as quickly as possible, the better. Well, like, we've got magical and missile properties more so than them, but they do have flint, lock and barrel, I guess. So we want to try and get rid of those cannons. Thunderers are now out as well, because they did take a decent chunk within only one volley. Try and get my archers to pick individual units. But anyway, series-wise, yeah, got a bit carried away with the Dragon Princes charging with fire and fury, and the Sun Dragon trying to neutralize the cannons. Imrik can get stuck in here as well and try and help out. Looks like they just basically 3-4 units it's more like 5, 6, got caught, and the others are still trying to form up on the far right there. Yes, so I've really enjoyed my Grom campaign and my Eltharion, especially like when I saw that there was 2 High Elf factions that are brand new to play. I thought, how could I not? I just love the High Elf so much. But there are still a lot of factions that I haven't played. There's a lot of Skaven factions. So you still haven't played as Malice, Snickage, even like Vlad. Even something like Vlad having a lot of death magic would be really cool. But yeah, let me know if you want to do more Warhammer. Simply support it. I know it's not the most popular on the channel, but I personally do enjoy it. So if you want more, support it. If not, don't worry. We'll move on to something else. Can be just any Total War, or maybe strategy game, or maybe there's some games that you think I would be interested in, RTS and whatnot. So there's a little bit of friendly fire there, but we have managed to mostly encircle the dwarves here. My dragon princes are cycle charging where they can. We got some initial shots off there with my dragon, but as they're nearly in a full retreat, actually let's try and get my sun dragon. Let's try and get Imrik to try and 1v1 that lord out, because the only thing that seems to be holding is them. Dragon princes are cycling by, but even though they took a defensive position, the dwarves, or dwarfs, I keep calling them dwarfs, they're dwarfs. I know it's a small, minor grammatical difference, but I even made a point of the differentiation before. Forgive me. I think dwarves is easier for me to say than dwarfs. The only thing it seems to be holding out here is their slayers, I believe. Even the general units there, because I'm pretty sure slayers are unbreakable. They fight to the last dwarf, especially lore-wise. Alright. Let's get our dragon princes now to run down the remaining stragglers. So overall, faction comparing wise, these minor dwarf factions realistically can't stand up to the likes of Imrik, the Prince of Dragons, Skirmisher, not so much infantry, but rangers and our spearmen are really formidable in holding. And with our fire mage leveling up as well, we're doing well. Get those archers to focus on the general. Try and finish off Finn there. Finnabar. You don't often hear too much about the High Elf King, but the Slayers have now been surrounded and finished off there. And now we have victory. Alrighty. Yeah, what I'm sort of hoping is that Thorgrim doesn't sort of rush us early on, because, or we find him early on, because he's going to get incredibly bad relations with us. So once we finish off the clan Hellhind Dwarves here, I think I'm just going to say dwarves, because I'm going to keep on doing it. I've noticed I've said it again, so I'm just going to say dwarves. Bugger it, who cares? We've got to watch out for the Skaven, Snickage, the Greenskins, and Malice. Or maybe we should sort of secure the trade lanes in the east, pushing against the Greenskins. So they deployed Shitely. Slightly. Well, they did deploy Shitely in the end, but slightly below 1,000. And we're going to be able to sack and occupy Ash Ridge Mountain. And that only allows... Yeah, there's only... What have they got? Mount Grey Hag to the north here. Okay, yeah, so they're incredibly on the back foot. We've won 2 battles in quite quick succession. Imrik and my Fire Mage has leveled up as well. Let's go with the Dragon Horn there as well. And let's start going down Burning Head, which is my favourite of the early Fire Mages. Okay, so our tower's been constructed down in the southern fortress. Imrik now can occupy Ash Ridge Mountain. For example, we sacked the previous settlement, we're able to occupy it in a turn. This time around we weren't. But we've taken the entire province of the Plain of Bones now, and we're going to be able to build up from here. Okay guys, welcome to the top of turn 7. We're ready to push against Mount Grey Hag now after taking Ash Ridge. We have a full stack now with Imrik, and we can finish off the last of Clan Helheim here today. We're going to auto-resolve this one out. It's actually a pretty similar battle to the one we just played. We've played 2 battles against them already. So let's do a quick save and a hard save, and we shall auto-resolve this one out. I wonder how they'll perform comparatively. Oh, they knocked out 2 of our rangers. Really? It's just because they're slayers. To be fair, they probably had 300 more roughly. But in saying that, the auto-resolve should have been better for the rangers there, which is an interesting case study. So let's sack and occupy, even if we can't get it in on the second time there. Yeah, because I don't think you really should be able to do that. I think they deliberately patched just in some areas that you can't sack then occupy, rather than taking loot and occupy, taking the minus money. They don't want you to do that, but we'll take the turn hit, that's fine. Okay, so they build up a little bit in the end turn phase, but we're going to be able to retake it now. We should be able to destroy Clan Helheim here. Bugman with the golden helm. He looks quite cool. But no matter, Imrik can finish off and take the settlement here. And let's just occupy straight up. The 32 gold most definitely is not worth it. And that should be the last of them. Yep, Clan Helheim is destroyed. And we've taken our first province in the Wolflands. Okay guys, well, unfortunately on that note it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching episode 1 of the Total War Warhammer 2 Prince Imrik of Caledor Mortal Empires Let's Play. In the next episode we're going to be pushing eastward against the Greenskin tribe to the south here in Pig Barter. What are they called? The Red Cloud tribe. They've only got 1 region there, so I guess it might have been sacked or raided by Malice, or potentially the Skaven there, which we need to watch out for. More than likely, because there seems to be a little bit of Skaven agents there. But thank you very much for watching. Stay tuned for episode 2 coming out tomorrow. Let me know where you'd like me to expand and conquer so I can plan ahead. There's a lot of cool, unique and different opportunities for this Imrik series, expanding into the old world. Sorry, yeah, the old world, and then once the events come up we can influence the new. Got to say a huge thank you to CA once more for sending me a free early access copy and making this Let's Play possible. More information of Warden the Paunch will be linked in the description below, and you should be able to find on that Steam page where to get Imrik for free, a free LC Legendary Lord. So we're going to be pushing down to Pig Barter here today against the green skin tribe of the Red Cloud. Imrik has been carving up Dowie left, right and centre towards Darkhold, and now we're going to have some goblin action. Imrik the Goblin Slayer, I like to call him. There's so many cool unique factions around us which you don't often fight as a high elf faction until like sort of the late game. I really like his old world starting position. Anyway, we've got a dragon encounter here, so let's push up north and deal with that. We've got a couple of options here. Once we talk to the dragon, like Duba King. So we can consult the dragon, which gives us a minor buff and future knowledge. We can bargain with the dragon for influence, which can be spent back in Ulthuan. We can challenge the dragon to a ritual war, so then we have to fight an army. For now, we're only 11 turns into our Let's Play. Even though we might not get the opportunity again to challenge the dragon, I don't think we can win the quest battle. My army isn't up to standards, especially on this difficulty just yet. And we're just coming off a war with the dwarves. I want to focus and open up a new front with the greenskins to the south. So what we're going to do, we're going to consult the dragon. We're going to speak unto the king. So yeah, we're going to hopefully be Imrik the Dragon Tamer, potentially maybe in the next episode, a little bit later on. What is it, 20 turns before we can get our next encounter. So I think our best bet for now, seeing as we have the money in the war chest, is to consult with the dragon. We can leave it be, but we're going to consult with it now and spend the 2k there.
Your first encounter with the dragon outside of Altswan was a fruitful one, my lord. Such meetings are rare, however, and it will be some time before another shows itself to convene with you.
Okay, sweet. Cool beans. Cool beans. So, we finished that encounter. Now we can force march back down south to deal with the greenskins. Okay, guys, welcome to the top of turn 12. Looks like the greenskins have now pushed out here. Let's try and join a war there against, instead of straight up declaring war upon them. Deathmaster Snickitch for a non-aggression pact, and we'll join your war against them. He must be in the far east there. So we don't want to be hit on a two-frontal war. So we'll join their war. And they've only got one territory yet. Oh, they've actually been drawn out there, which is really interesting. I wonder if the Skaven Lord will come help us out. No, he won't. But we're going to be fighting against Spite with 16 units of goblins and 4 archers there. Let's do a quick save and a hard save. And let's fight for the first time in this series against some goblins. I've changed up my army build somewhat because rangers seem to be getting decimated in auto resolve, especially against the dwarves. So I've managed to drop it back, bringing in some more spearmen and archers instead. Okay, guys, welcome to the battle map against the goblin tribe of the Red Mist? It's Red Cloud. I always think Red Mist. We're going to turn these gobbos into Red Mists in a minute. So, we currently have, what, 7 units of spears, 1 White Lions unit there, got some rangers on the flank. We'll put them on the left and right. And then we have 7 units of archers flanking. We've still got 1 unit of dragon princes. For now, we haven't needed to invest too many into them because they do get smacked in siege auto resolve. So, we'll look to get some more dragon princes in the future, but we just don't have the economy for it just yet. And since we're fighting a lot of sieges and stuff coming up, we'll try to get some more in. Still got our Sun Dragon and our Fire Mage. Man, oh man, having a Fire Mage incredibly early on in this Let's Play has been an absolute godsend for us. We'll put the Fire Mage on the right along with the Dragon Princes, and we'll put Imrik on the left as well. So they've only got 1 territory. They have been softened up by Deathmaster Snickitch and his Skaven crew. So I don't actually know where he starts. Maybe he starts over there in the east now, Mortal Empires. Never played as a campaign as him before, only on Vortex. But here is Prince Imrik, Dragon Tamer, and a Knight of Kalador, with his trusty lance forged out of an ethereal star, the Sun Dragon, looking over us. Then we've got our Rangers and Dragon Princes taking up the right hand side. Let's have a look at the greenskin gobbo tide of the Red Cloud. Numerically, they do outnumber us with their goblin spam, but we should be able to make quick work of Spite there and their goblin war boss. Look at him, little cheeky bugger. Alright, and most of it, most of them are spears, so thankfully they don't have too many archers, which would have been a bit of a problem and change things up. But even though they're attacking them, it looks like they're going to try and wrap around and encircle us. We'll allow our dragon to rain fire and death upon the enemy shortly. Let's slow things down slightly. And let's try and reform this front line if we can get... No, we can't get any further. I've actually stretched it out to the max because they are going to wrap and envelop our flanks if we get put into a proper fight. Let's move my mage to the right here now, and we'll try and get my dragon princess to try and flank. They're probably not going to get targeted and isolated too much out in this fight. They're not going to be like the Dowie, but my archers are raining fire and death upon the enemy. Fire at will, men! Take out as many goblins as you can! We're going to be able to reduce a lot of hit points from their initial charge. Bring them down, lads! Let's get Imrik ready to go. So we've only just gotten the Dragonhawk ability, and we've got Star Lance as well. Wow, already my Sun Dragon's already reduced a unit there. We'll move my Fire Mage to the flank because the Goblins here are going to engage the Rangers front line. And the green tide is hitting the blue of Kalador. Hold the line, men, against these feral beasts. I'll move my Fire Mage to the flank because we want to deploy a Flaming Head at some point. Some of their archers that survived are starting to phase us out a little bit here. Let's try and cycle charge where you can. Let's get my dragon as well to get stuck in and engaged. Alright, let's move my Fire Mage down here. We'll allow Imrik to drop his buffs. I want him to get stuck right in to the front line. Come on, we've got 22 ins of magic now. That's plenty for a Flaming Head. And our Dragon Princes are getting slightly tied down there. So their war buffs come through. Let's get down here and we'll drop a Flaming Head. This is a perfect opportunity. There we go. Please line it up. Wait for it. Maybe move slightly back. Right, now. Now's the opportunity. Oh my god, this is going to be great. Go for it. Go, go, go. There we go. Oh my god. Oh, that's perfect. You can't get better than that. Oh, we've got some roasty gobbos here. I'm sure Warden the Paunch loves a good old crispy gobbo here and there. And they're routed as well. The enormity of the Flaming Head there has caused 6 units to rout straight away. That must be like, what, 500 kills? I don't believe that. I know it's only goblins at the end of the day. Most sort of properly armoured units wouldn't rout from that, especially on like a tier 1 Flaming Head, but that is ridiculous. The gobbos engaged us unit to unit and locked, and the Flaming Head has come up clutch. Oh my god, it's absolutely wiped them out. That's absurd. We'll get some of our spears to focus on the ones that are holding, but Prince Imrik of Caledor has just unleashed the Flaming Head. All hail Prince Imrik, a knight of Caledor. In the lore, it's pretty interesting. His ancestor actually created the vortex. Our typical gobbos, even though they're fully routing, they're coming back here. The cowards they are. We need to defeat them once and for all. Imrik's doing well. Let's get some more blasts off here with the dragon. Let it rain fire breath. Go on, go for that then. Oh, it's hitting a couple of our units there. That didn't happen in the Hobbit movie. Taking out elves from friendly fire. I guess the dragon was bad in that movie. They weren't good, were they? Alright. They're nearly in a full retreat now. But fortunately enough for me, we didn't have to fight them on their home soil in their own tribe, Death Master Snickage was able to draw them out because I guess he'd been fighting them for a little bit. Maybe they've been contending back and forth. Some of our archers here are getting their target practice, but the green skin tribe of the Red Cloud is now in a full retreat. Allow my dragon princes to get those chevrons up a little bit, and we'll allow our sun dragon as well to help them out. But overall, we did lose a couple of men to friendly fire. They held out alright. I'm curious to see the casualties sustained and inflicted. I'm pretty sure the goblin units are quite large. They must have outnumbered me by quite a bit. But at the end of the day, for most Warhammer, it is quality over quantity. It depends. For the High Elves, maybe. Because I just thought of the Vampire Coast there. That doesn't compute. The Necrophec Colossus is crazy. Okay, so we had 1.7k to their 2.8. And we decimated their army 414 with the Mage. That's ridiculous. And then 200 each for the Dragon Princes. And
they will rebuild Kalador's
the Sun Dragon there. But we've defeated their army. Oh no, they've fled back with Viz. Us, I guess. A new Orc war boss. But you never know, Snickage might actually run down the remaining stragglers. And they still have got another army down there in Pig Barter there. Okay, so what can we go with here? We're still a little bit away before we can get his dragon mount. Maybe getting more army upgrades is probably the best bet. Bow ammunition's always good. We've got a lot of spears in our army, so let's go with a spear buff there, and then we'll eventually go down the bow route. I don't particularly want to give my mage a steed just yet, because you're better off saving it for a dragon. Yeah, I don't really like anything apart from burning head pretty early on. Maybe we'll just get some cleansing corruption. Okay guys, welcome to the top of turn 13. It looks like Clan Eshen has run down most of the stragglers nearby. They've deployed 2 armies, one in the area of Pig Barter. So we're going to finish in and go and get the scraps of Spider Killer, Shady. Let's get rid of Goblin Slim Shady, I guess. And we'll take our first settlement in the south. Ah, Return of the Prince. Your allies in Kalador are ready to move and reassert your control. So we've got a couple of options here. We can use Favours Abound. You most welcome to pause and have a look at the law there. So we lose 25, welcome to court, confederate with Kalador. So we can confederate now with them in turn 13 of the Let's Play, because we've won, what, 6 battles back to back? A targeted approach, a firm hand, or continue the independence. We've got 50, sorry, not 50, we've got 5,400 in the bank. I feel like we have a stable enough economy to fight on 2 fronts. The Red Cloud has nearly been destroyed. We're not at war with Clan Eshen. If anything, we're probably going to get an alliance with them. And we haven't seen much of Malus Darkblade down in the south just yet. So, look, you know what? I am going to accept my seat on the Phoenix throne. The Red Cloud has now been defeated, and we've secured our ancestral home back in Kalador. The Knights of Kalador and Kalador have united. So, I guess it's a little bit of RNG as well, depending on who's here. But by the look of it, White Peak's under Elven control, which is good, along with Tyrion as well. He's holding in. So, let's have a look what we're working with. So, he's got a full stack there. We are hemorrhaging cash now, but we don't need that much of an army. It sort of depends. Like, if you get unlucky, sometimes Count Noculus or maybe even some of the Druki are intercepting there. Alrighty. Well, it looks like Griffin are off the coast. So we're hemorrhaging cash at the moment now. We don't need all of this. We also can break down and use some of these resources. Exotic animal trade, that could be good. Because we will be able to get initial trade rights around us, but we won't be able to trade with the West, which is good. So I want to restructure this building within Vol's Anvil and in Kalador. We will need to maintain a small and minor military presence here in the Ten Kingdoms, in Ulthuan, but we really I don't even have sea guards in my main army. Limited ranges as well. So let's try and break some of this down to get our economy back in a plus. We don't need those sea guards here because these guys have quite large garrisons. So those I like having a cavalry unit in there though. It's just expensive to hold these lands, but they need to be defended because if we don't, they might have pressure mounting on them. So Tyrion's only got 5. Does he want some negotiations? How well is he doing? Up in the north, they're not doing too bad. We have found the Dread Fleet. That hasn't invaded, which is good. Maybe getting a non-aggression pact with them. They're actually kind of further away in the Vortex campaign. We found Thorgrim Grudgebearer as well. I'm sure he's pissed off for us destroying the Dwarven clan of Helheim. Snickich doesn't want better relations, and then we've still got to watch out for the Dragon Slayers there as well. So we could open up a front in Ulthuan. Let me know in the comments. Okay, guys, welcome to the top of turn 28. I've skipped pretty far ahead, trying to hold on to my territories in Ulthuan. We're building up an economy with the in the east and back at home, but unfortunately, the Skaven of Clan Eshen have declared war upon me. Now, I think I was actually planning on going westward, but he's actually drawn me back here, declaring war upon me. I'm pretty sure he's actually in the west. That's where I saw him last. He wasn't hanging out over here. So we'll try and unite this province down in the south. We've taken the Haunted Forest here now in the county, but the Flayed Rock and the Shattered Cove are still under the control of Snickich. Okay, so an army's come in here of greenskins, which we can't really deal with. I think it's like it didn't look like he had a targeted assault. I think it was just an RNG of a war, to be perfectly honest. So we're going to be able to take Snickich's territory back here because we've doubled back. But so far it's just been clean cut auto resolves, as we haven't seen him just yet. But it was kind of strange that Clan Eshen declared war upon me, because we had pretty good relations a fair few turns ago, but I'm slowly but surely building up our economy and holding our territory in here. We've got a small army here near Ash Ridge now, and we can probably build a third down here to protect our territory. Alright, pushing down to the Shattered Cove here now. We've nearly taken the entire territory, but it looks like Malice and his merry men are coming to help. Oh, they must have sacked it and raised it. It's just hard to tell with the Skaven. But no matter, we've managed to take the cove. Ah, there he is now. I told you he was in the far west, so Deathmaster Snickich has now come back to Mount Grey Hag. He wasn't actually in the east where he was before. He went westward, and then like the RNG, like the AI declared war upon me, which is so strange. We can actually auto-resolve this one out here. Yeah, which I'm tempted to do. So we've thrown back Snickich there in Grey Hag, but I wonder if we're going to be able to hold on to Ash Ridge Mountain. Does he want peace? No, he's not interested in that. Okay. Oh, now he wants peace? What a strange turn of events for this last sort of few turns for the episode. Okay. Alrighty, guys. Well, unfortunately, on that note, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching episode 2 of the Total War Warhammer 2 Imrik Knights of Caledor Let's Play. We've had a hell of an episode here today. We've managed to defeat the they were the greenskins of the Red Cloud. We had a quick short war against Clan Ashen. They declared war upon me. There wasn't like a targeted assault. Like, we only had one opportunity to play against Snickage. But it was an auto resolve when he attacked it. It was so weird. He pushed westward to go against like Grimgor and I guess like Thorgrim. But he left his territory so undefended. I pushed over there and then he wanted peace. So now we have secured our eastern corner of the map. And we can now push our claim against the Dragon Isles. We're going to go now that Eshen's made peace. We might have to deal with him later on, which is no matter, but we want to try and go against Malice Darkblade to the south. Count Noculus and the Vampire Coast have taken a territory in Ulthuan, as we occupy territory in Kalador now. In the last episode, we managed to peace out with Deathmaster Snickage and take out the what were they? The Goblin tribe of the Red Cloud. And now we're ready to open up a front against Malice Darkblade. So we'll push down here to Dread Rock. We've got another army near their Admiral fleet, but we should be alright. Okay, guys, welcome to the top of the turn. We'll declare war upon Malice now. I'll put in the description below as well the Warden the Paunch DLC. If you guys would like to check out some further information, got to say a huge thank you to the Creative Assembly for making this Let's Play possible. So, a huge thank you to them. So, we have been drawn into a war against Naggarond, because they have a military alliance as well, which is fine. There hasn't been too much Druki influence on Ulthuan. But we've got to be careful because we really have two fronts. Also, we're 16 turns away from a dragon encounter. I feel like I'm in a comfortable position enough now, 46 turns into the Let's Play, to fight a dragon battle and become officially Prince Imrik, Lord of Dragons, and Dragon Tamer. So we'll have a dragon taming battle as well here today. But we've taken the Dread Rock with limited resistance. Where are you, Malice? Okay, guys. Welcome to turn 48. So we're going to be pushing down towards the Shattered Stone Isle. It looks like their Admiral fleet fled back for some reason. No matter. Looks like we're going to be able to take the Isle, the Dragon Isle, quite easily. I think what has happened, he's got 2-3 territories pretty far down in the south. I think he's dealing with like Krokgar and a couple of others down there. I feel like we've really just bamboozled him from behind here. We've taken his homeland in quite quick, rapid blitzkrieg concession, and we can finally unlock his dragon mount as well. So we've got Imrik's dragon mount now, finally, his trusty beast. So that adds us with another huge dynamic in the battlefield. Now I want to try and get dragon riders for the majority of my followers. That'd be fantastic. But there is Prince Imrik with his armored Drake. We've got another army pushing down to help as well. Hey-o! Okay, so the Admiral fleet's come back. They've actually attacked me here in the Shattered Cove. I don't trust the auto-resolve on this one. It's a 60 sway in their favour. I think I can win this on the battlefield. So, let's play this one. I actually don't mind playing smaller battles on the micro level sometimes. They're quite fun. So, let's have our first battle, especially it's our first battle against the Dark Elves. Let's fight this one on the field. So, we've got 3 units of spears, 2 archers, 1 Illyrian cavalry. They actually have like a bolt thrower there. Some reavers there as well. So, like, command-wise, they have a general, but I think we can win this one Seems 50-50 now. So let's put our spears at the front. We've got our archers, and our cavalry is going to be crucial in this one. See, especially since Malice hasn't rocked up yet, and he doesn't look like he is going to be for some time. So here's my spears, second rung of archers, and then we have our reavers on the right here. Archer slash melee cav. And it'd also be kind of annoying if I lost the Shattered Cove as well. So there are their bolt throwers equivalent. But I haven't actually fought Malice for quite some time. And here's his Witch Elf commanding his army. So we should be able to win this. They probably have better stats than me with their hero and artillery. So we'll try and close the distance as quickly as possible. We don't want that bolt thrower hitting us when we're sitting back there with impunity. And we'll try and knock it out with my cavalry as quickly as possible. So pick a unit, and then we'll try and flank with you. So they are called bolt throwers, but they're reapers, aren't they? I haven't played... It's been quite some time since I've played as the Dark Elves. So put your shields up nice and high, lads. They're firing on a multi-shot as well. Hold, man! Hold! For Prince Imrik! Oh! That was a solid hit there. Come on, horsemen. We need to neutralize this as quickly as possible. Yeah, get the first volley off. That's fine. And then I want you to go... Yeah, draw your short swords. Go on melee attack. They seem to be split and turn around that rock. Hit them from the side then. Do it. So, even though our cavalry's been magically intercepted, we should be able to get rid of their bolt throwers quickly. Oh my god, we're getting bombarded there by their lord. As long as we don't lose our cavalry, we'll be right. Maybe even pull out here, because we've nearly neutralized them. We'll try and skirmish them out. Pull back. They seem to be turning away from my archers, which is a good sign. So pull them up. We don't want to get too dragged away here. So my spears are fighting hand to hand with those shards, which we don't want, or corsairs rather. So we'll try and... Yeah, so continue to hit that. Like a 1v1, my spears aren't going to win, so we're going to need to either get... What's going to be quicker there? Archers. The archers are going to be quicker there than rotating the cavalry all around. So if we can just get my archers around here, we'll be fine. We'll try and target their infantry. We're probably not going to be able to rout the Lord on its own. We're going to have to target it all with my remaining archers and horsemen. So we'll try and focus on... Oh my god, they're throwing so many... Oh my god, magic attacks. That's probably causing more friendly fire than what it's actually worth. Yeah, they've actually retreated there. Oh, the bolt throwers are coming back, but that's no matter. They're not going to cause any problems. They're now in a full retreat. Let's focus on the Lord there. It's going to be a close one, but we're hitting the corsairs from behind now with quick skirmishes while our spearmen hold, because they wouldn't have held out there. Okay, my spears are starting to rout a little bit. Make sure those dreaded spears don't come back. And they're getting their buffs now because we've killed a certain amount. Well, if we can get my archers to go for the Witch Elf while you focus on that'd be better. Yeah, now that that's been broken, perfect. Well, luckily we put our general on that side, because maybe a normal spear might not have held. Oh my god. But our cavalry's running down the last of these dread spears. And we've won. We've had victory. My god. If they use those magical properties slightly better, it could have been a different battle. But we've managed to hold the Shattered Cove for Imrik, the Dragon Tamer. But yeah, I quite like fighting these battles on the small sort of macro level. They're quite enjoyable. no lag. You have to be tactically precise. But if they had even like one more unit, we might have been in trouble there. But regardless, we've managed to throw back and win our first battle against the Druki. Against the Dark Elves here today. We confederated with Kalador in the last, because that's a unique option for Imrik. And we haven't had too much action over there, which is good. I would rather accept and claim it instead of waiting, because you never know. Tyrion could potentially take it. Or some other rival high elf faction. You never could just get straight up destroyed by Count Noculus, or maybe some of the other Druki. But we've managed to win here today. We deployed 600, lost 208. They actually deployed a lot less than us, but they had a unit just better quality. My archers did really well, 60-40, and my reavers did 142. The bolt throwers could have performed better, but for them it was their Corsairs to really pull them through that matchup. Only 41 remaining for the enemy combatants. Griff has been thrown back once more. Hey-oh, we have victory. It's kind of interesting that Malice didn't really deal with Snickich and Clan Eshen or even like the goblins there to the north. I think he's been just sort of too preoccupied with just the other factions further to the south. If you go too far south, you can get sort of blobbed up there by the last defenders and some of the Tomb Kings and stuff. But we've managed to mostly decimate the army. The bolt throwers have been thrown back along with the dread spears. The Corsairs have still managed to flee. Oh, there's another army there. Lucius changed his stance. Oh, okay. Let's see if anything happens during the end turn phase. The Empire still has Helmgart. Looks like Bretonnia still holding out against Grom the Paunch. Grimgor's hard, boys. And the Broken Nose have confederated. And we've found the Barrow Legion, the Reichland, and a fair few others as well. We can't get trade rights with them, but there's no harm getting some diplomacy and stuff, as we are fighting a lot of old world foes, I guess. But we've managed to kill her. Dragon Fang Mount is next on the hit list. Looks like their Admiral Leash is now moved further south, but we'll continue upon the initiative even though we haven't been able to replenish and repair after those first initial fights. But Dragon Fang Mount will fall to Imrik of Caledor once more. Level 14 now. And in quite quick succession, we've taken the entirety of the Dragon Isle. Now, I'm actually happy to peace out with Malice if he's interested. He's only got one region left. Yeah, look at how many people he's at war with. Tomb Kings. So he's actually happy to accept. Well, I don't want to go too far there. I want to go westward more than anything. So he's accepted, thankfully. Fantastic. Malekith doesn't, though. Okay, guys. Welcome to the top of turn 77. So, I've skipped a little bit ahead. I've been able to rebuild my armies now after the successful invasion of the Dragon Isle. I've built up fortifications there just in case he ever gets attacked. We've got the eastern and most of the dragon graveyard under our control. Now, with our economical boom, I've been able to rebuild my army to my liking. So we've got Sisters of Avalon here now. We've got Eagle Bolt Throwers, and we have one of my favourite units from the new DLC, the Silverin Guard. And we still hold on to most of the territory in Ulthuan. Looks like Eltharion and Tyrion are going to be the main contenders over there. But we're going to have a quest battle here today. We haven't actually fought one because I haven't had my army just yet, because these battles, especially on this difficulty, are kind of hard to deal with. So we don't actually have the money to consult with the dragon, which we did previously in the episodes. But we're going to challenge the dragon here and get a new dragon in our group. So basically what that does, it gives us a free dragon. What? Didn't I click challenge?
The ultimate
Oh.
test.
Did I dupe the quest somehow? I guess I did. Please do take into consideration that I'm using a pre-build copy of this patch and the Warden and the Paunch, so please take into consideration there's going to be bugs, there's going to be glitches and mishaps here and there. Okay, so that's strange. Anyway, we have to fight this dragon here to get him. So he's I guess he's sort of like a star frost dragon, the Frozen Breath. Lamo Urix, I think that's his name. So it looks like we're going to be fighting a sort of Norscan beast-styled army. So we get a lot of good buffs here for a certain amount of turn. We also get the Moon-touched spear, which enables Wind Blast. But we have to fight a Norska-styled army. A lot of wolves, a lot of frost trolls and stuff. So we'll get this army now and we'll teleport it. We've got, what, 6 or 7 Sisters of Avalon. Just in case it bugs, we'll just remove 1 Sisters of Avalon because we want to be able to get the dragon straight into our mix. And I guess it's actually up near the north there. Okay. So we're going to have to teleport northwards to fight this dragon quest battle. It costs 500 to do so. So let's go against Frost Breath. There's even some feral mammoths there. So especially early on, when I had like one of my earlier opportunities of a dragon battle, was like, what, 15? Turn 10? There's no way that my earlier armies would have been able to deal with this. However, let's have our first Dragon Tamer battle against Frost Breath. Alrighty, welcome to the battle map. So this is going to be a weird one because we're fighting a Norscan faction as the High Elves. We do have plenty of silver and guard, which I absolutely adore. We're going to be able to hold and use some of the topography here to our advantage. We've got Sisters of Avalon as well. They're going to be able to rip through any beast that comes forward. We've still got our famed Dragon Princes and Sun Dragon as well. We'll put 5 in the front line, 2 on the flanks. But the problem is, even though we're fighting this main host here, even if we focus and get rid of it, there is going to be feral mammoths, 4 of them coming in. So this is going to be one of the harder dragon taming quest battles we've got to deal with. And it's a good change, because earlier on in the episode, we would have had the Dark Elf battle in Hagriff, which would have been quite small. This is, on the other scale, going to be quite epic. But Imrik's going to be fighting for the first time on the battlefield with his dragon mount. And this is our first time with the Sisters of Avalon and the Silverin Guard. So let's just make this perfect where we can, and we'll put our bolt throwers on multi-shot as well. So there are the Dragon Princes. We've still got them. 80 turns into the Let's Play, which I'm quite surprised. Silverin Guard now ready to hold and protect the Sisters of Avalon. And then we've got our bolt throwers further at the back. We need to take down these feral beasts. I believe there's, what, 5 or 6 unique dragons that Imrik can tame. So here's a Norscan drake here. Let's deal with these feral and ugly beasts. Frost trolls. There's a Norscan giant there as well. I guess he's like tamed these wild animals. It's quite cool. It's like a unique beast build. There's also a phoenix, which we have to watch out for as well. We've got 2 dragons of our own and a quality enough army to hold. I personally prefer having Silverin Guard in auto-resolves and stuff, but I'd rather that than like a full Sisters of Avalon Doom stack, which you can do. So we do outnumber them quite significantly. However, it's slightly deceiving because it's an all beast lineup, I guess. We'll try and get our bolt throwers to target and phase out some of them, but I must remember those feral mammoths as well. They're going to be a pain. So we'll try and soften up at least something that's going towards us. My Sisters of Avalon are already getting some shots on target. Let's go against the Norscan Ice Trolls. Try and bring down that giant. And anything else comes through it. Bring it down, lads. Fire everything you've got. We've also got some blast there with my dragons. My bolt throwers, Sisters of Avalon. with their ethereal arrows. We're actually doing quite well against some of the beasts. We've actually managed to rout one before it's even made it to the front line. We'll allow our Dragon Breath to go through. He gets a cool purple one, Imrik, I guess. We'll try and bring down that giant before it gets there, if we've got time. We'll move my Mage out because we are fighting a frozen Norscan force. We've got Bombard now. We've got Fire Blast, and we've also got Flaming Head, so we can try and use that. So the Frost Wyvern has attacked us here. We'll get our dragon to try and hit that. Actually, try and bring that down. Try and bring down the Lord if it's just going to sit there. So he's got a Frost Blast. We've got some units flanking. We'll try and get our Dragon Knights to run them down, and we'll try and bring down Frost Breath. Imrik himself is going after the Phoenix, and we've managed to hold our front line for now. Still trying to focus and bring down their general. So you're focusing on the Phoenix, which is fine. My Sun Dragon is holding Frost Breath up there, allowing our Sisters of Avalon to bring it down. Imrik's holding his own against the Phoenix, which is fine, but my Sun Dragon seems to be holding as well. Look how big it is compared to the Sun Dragon, the unique dragon unit. I think my Dragon Knights are a bit screwed here. They've been incredibly pinned down by the Wyvern and the 2 Wolf units. I think we might lose it here today. We're going to have to drop some Bombards, friendly fire there. The Phoenix has nearly been taken out. But we've got Mammoths approaching us on the left-hand side as well, which we still need to win. We're still focusing on their Dragon Lord. We're going to win this one, but it's going to be an absolute close one. Hopefully we don't lose too many unique units. We'll try and get out. We just want to try and bring down the general if we can. Oh, shit! This feral mammoth's coming from the front and behind. Fuck! I didn't say. I knew they were coming in, but I didn't realize they were coming from behind. Oh no! They're gonna rip through my archers there. Ah, come on! Cheeky game, dude. Just like feral giants through the middle. It's just nuts. Alright, we just need to get rid of their general. Oh, the Phoenix has come back as well. My Sisters of Avalon will be able to bring down some of the mammoths, but they've actually spooked that one. Yeah, come on, bring it down. Come on, we've nearly got him gone. Alright, let's allow the Sun Dragon to engage the feral mammoth there. Yeah, so there's no way. If we were using a tier 1 army, we'd be able to do it. This is definitely a mid to late tier army now. It might not have the chevrons, but it's definitely going to get it after this fight. Alright, the mammoths still seem to be holding there for now. And our front line now has been completely disrupted. Defeat the dragon and its allies. We're doing so. Focus everything we've got at Frozen Breath. And some of the other mammoths as well. Topple it from the sky. There we go. We've managed to bring it down for Dover King, I guess. And tame it. Oh, Imrik! The Dragon Blast there has made it go straight up feral. So our Sisters of Avalon have gone into a full-on skirmish here, trying to break down those mammoths, but we've nearly put the whole Norscan army build into a full retreat.
The enemy are driven off, my lord.
Hey, we've managed to fend them off. Victory. Let's get these chevrons up, because if we take down a couple of mammoths, it's definitely going to work. Victory! We've managed to win here. Crikey, the Silverin Guard had an absolute battering. If we had potentially more Sisters of Avalor, we might have been able to do something. But the feral mammoths are still running away with their tails between their legs. They definitely were the main problem for this fight. Imrik and the Sun Dragon really held their own. Shame we weren't able to use the Fire Mage too much. But Imrik is going to try and take down the feral mammoth. It'll be a nice, delicious frozen snack, I guess, for his dragon. But now, we're going to be able to get a really cool and unique dragon in our recruitment. Let's end the battle there. Whew. That was a close one. So, looking at the casualties sustained and inflicted, 700, as long as we don't lose too many. Just because of the amount of beasts they had. 132 with them. Yeah, their wyverns and dragons did most of the work. Bolt throwers managed to get one each. 47 there with the Silverin. Yeah, it's just because they're such low numbers. It's kind of hard to see who did the final blow on certain stuff. But the quest has been completed. We've managed to win. We'll kill the captives. And now we get the unique quest items along with a unique dragon as well. So we get additional melee attack.
It is a momentous day, mighty Dragon Prince. For you have proven your strength to this dragon and earned its esteem. Power respects power. And now the Drake stands ready to be recruited into your battle ranks.
As it was meant to be.
Challenging and defeating another mighty Drake has brought it into your battle ranks, Dragon Prince. Many more exist out in the world, some more formidable than others, but all worth convening with to gain their wisdom and loyalty.
So we've managed to tame and control our first dragon there. Lumrix, the Frost Beast. Well, it does take quite a bit of an investment, but there's no harm in getting a couple of unique and cool dragons here and there. So unfortunately, guys, it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching episode 3 of my Total War WARHAMMER II Imrik, a Knight of Caledor Let's Play. So, we're going to continue to push westward now, after this video, and episode 4 coming out, as we're sort of naturally pushing that way anyway because of the quest. But we've united most of the east here. We've taken out the old dwarven clan of Helheim that occupied the lands from Mountain Grey Hag to Ash Ridge Mountain. We've knocked out the Goblin tribe, Red Cloud, and some of Skaven clan Eshen's holdings. We've taken the Dragon Isle, we've peaced out with Malice. It's time to push westward. Now, who's over there? Well, we've got, of course, Thorgrim Grudgebearer and Grimgor Ironhide. I guess Snickich is over there as well. Maybe even some other Skaven lords as well. So we want to try and push westward because that's where we need to go for our short victory conditions. So Grimgor has been pushing towards the west there. We're going to head towards Crookback Mountain and then Silver Spear. It does look like Clan Eshen has an army towards the Black Iron Mine. So, diplomacy-wise, we have a military alliance with Tyrion, but he seems to be battling it out with Altharin. We're at war with Nagaron, but they ain't with us. Further to the south, there isn't much there, but Snickich, we were at war with him a while ago, weren't we? In the last episode, we managed to get our first dragon. We managed to tame a frost dragon, fighting some Norscan. We also managed to finish off Malus Darkblade. We didn't actually fight him, but we managed to take his territory. He's getting pummeled by Krokgar and a couple of other greenskins. We managed to take the Dragon Isle in quite quick succession. Brutal business. Alrighty, so guys, this series will end in the not too soon future, but there's no harm in letting me know now what you'd like me to replace with so I can get organised. More Warhammer, yay or nay, let me know. Or should we move on to more, or another Total War? Or another strategy game, let me know. So it looks like Clan Eshin has 3 territories here. You never know, sometimes it can be Skaven occupied, or it can be more or less destroyed or raided by another faction. So we'll negotiate with Grimgore. Looks like we're going to go back to war with Clan Eshin here to take Crookback Mountain. It looks like Silver Spear is under their control as well, along with another one to the south. So we'll encircle where we can. We've also got another army here with my Mage that can come up 7 units, which isn't too much, but it'll be fine. So we can take Crookback Mountain now with a clear-cut auto-resolve. And if Deathmaster Snickage comes back, we'll deal with him. Let's do a quick save and a hard save just in case. Oh, they did a little bit of damage to us. It's because they had Stormverb and Halberds there. So we've taken the old Dwarven Keep of Crookback Mountain. And, oh, we've actually already got Mount Greyhag technically in this territory. We've had that since, like, episode 1. I decided to go eastward and south rather than westward, just due to, obviously, Warhammer 3 hasn't come out yet, so we can't get attacked from our eastern corner. I'd rather back up, like, you want to try and consolidate and back, like, if you've got the option to consolidate and put yourself towards a corner of the map, you're always better off doing that. We've also unlocked the Dragonheart trait as well. My Mage is level 22, so she's just fantastic. We actually can get a Sun Dragon mount for her eventually, but our economy isn't quite up to snuff just yet, because we're defending Kalador and we're pushing now. Okay guys, welcome to the top of the turn 85 in the Let's Play. So we'll look to push here to the north. Snickage is nearby as well, so we're going to have to keep a watchful eye for him. Let's push north now to take his territory of Mount Silver Spear. What?
Enough for today.
Is that Grimgore to the north? Garrison-wise, in Crookback we're fine, but I wasn't expecting Grimgore to be up there. That's a lot of Black Orcs as well. Silver Chevron, crikey. Well, let's just hope he doesn't take Mount Silver Spear. Okay. Welcome to turn 87. So we've taken Crookback Mountain, and what do you think? What do you think was going to happen as soon as I said it? Grimgore's taken Mount Silver Spear. He's also taken Mount Gunbag, which he's pushed further north, going under the Underway, I guess. Grom's Peak and Karak Doron and Spite Peak is under the control of Thorgrim. So, as we're pushing westward, there's a lot of contenders over here. They're all fighting and vying for territory. Thorgrim, Grimgore, and Snickage of Clan Eshin, which we're at war with. We might try and get some negotiations with, in quotes, in parentheses, the good guys, the dwarves. Whether or not they're going to forget that old feud with Clan Helheim, which I'm sure they haven't heard of in quite some time. They're just confederated now with Karakurin, so maybe they might be more inclined. Nagarith is at war. Alithanar. Okay, we'll push for Black Iron Mine now. Is it under Skaven control? And it is. Yeah. So we should be able to auto-resolve this one out. I don't know where Clan Eshin is. I was happy to sort of fight and push against Snickage, but he's been a sneaky Skaven, as he usually is. Alright, let's auto-resolve this one out. Decisive victory. So we can't take the entire province to the north, which is a shame, because it is a part of my victory conditions. Hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me. And we've still got Karak Azul further there as well. So he's got one territory left, Snickage. Oh, here he is. He's down here now. What? The dwarves have that? Oh, I guess they confederated, didn't they? That's so strange to see him lower south than me. He's got the Black Crag, though. But Snickage is still hanging out. Okay. That's fine by me.
The day is
Okay, so it looks like he's actually pushing towards Ash Ridge Mountain now, as Imrik pushes for Karakazul. We do have an army in Ash Ridge.
trained by the White Tower.
Black Iron Mine is under our control still. Let's push for Karakazul. And it's another Skaven city we found. Let's do a quick save. And I guess this is...
These fools have
Yeah. That must have been his last settlement.
is greater.
So that's Occupy.
Decree death.
Didn't have much in it, so it must have been sacked recently. Or it might have had a previous owner. I don't know. We found Carcassonne. The Bretonnian faction, which is good. Oh no, it's that other one. It's actually Leon's faction. We should be able to get some more, because now we've backed the rat into a corner to stop rotting away. He's going to have to aggressively push, so we'll try and get 2 units of spears and an archer unit during the end turn phase if we're lucky. Alright. Let's do a quick save. Does he want peace?
Careful.
No.
Speak.
He's got no territory left, and Malekith, the Witch King, still hates me. That's fine. What's he got? A lot of clan rats. He doesn't have actually too many storm vermin, which is good. That's what I really want to watch out for in those... I can't even remember what they're called. Basically the catapults. The trebuchet catapults they have are really good.
Beyond compare.
Okay, so Spite Peak has gone back under their control. I actually don't know where Snickich end up going, but I guess he got destroyed by someone. Maybe Thorgrim, who's actually taken
By the comet. Greetings.
Silver Spear. We've got a trade agreement with him. He's got a couple of alliances with Karl Franz.
Summary execution.
He's not going to get pissed off if we take Spite Peak. I guess it rebelled.
It'll be no.
I'm not entirely sure, but going after Dowie.
Is greater.
We don't want to anger him, but we've taken Spite Peak here now and defeated Karakazul, which used to occupy the territory further in the north.
Ready?
No, it didn't even drop it too much anyway. Okay, 87 now into the Let's Play. We've managed to take a decent amount of territory in quite quick succession. We've taken the Southern World's Edge Mountain. The Dwarves have pushed really well against the Greenskins, taking Iron Rock and Black Crag. The Dwarves are doing some of the best campaign-wise, like territory. They've got a hell of a lot there. Okay guys, welcome to turn 102 in our Let's Play. We've actually pushed over to Dragonhorn Mines now with our non-aggression and trade pact with the Dwarves. We do need to take the Western Badlands, which is a part of our short victory conditions. We do eventually probably have to betray the Dwarves and take Silver Spear, but we're well on our way to actually meeting up. Like, the thing is, right, when you're in the Far East, you actually can't trade with the old world and the new. We need to connect up here, so we should be able to connect up here today, if we're lucky, with our capital to a port. Which would be good, because we've got a lot of trade rights being blocked. We're actually going to declare war upon the Bloody Hands here and against Wurzag, the sexy dancer. So we'll join the Bloody Hands war. I would like to get a defensive or military with Thorgrim. He actually likes us a lot. We have spent a little bit of influence, not too much, but he's all but forgetting the old grudge against the dwarves that we decimated in the first episode. We're going to be going against Nubzub in the Dragonhorn Mines. Pushing into the Badlands now, Imrik is. So we'll do a quick save and a hard save, and we'll fight this one here today. So it was kind of a little bit underwhelming initially pushing westward. So he pushed over there dealing with Snickich and stuff, but I think he was just getting just attacked and destroyed by Thorgrim, because like Mount Silverspear got traded over by, it was like sacked, then it was occupied by Grimgor, then Grimgor got bashed, then the dwarves come in. Like we didn't have a line of sight, so I can't really 100% say what went on. But Clan Eshin is now destroyed, and we didn't get to fight them, which was a bit of a shame. But so be it. Whatever. We're going to be fighting against the Bloody Hands here in the far west, still continuing upon our victory conditions. Now, let's make a front line with our Silverin Guard, who are quite renowned now, pushing into the silver chevron stratosphere. Bolt throwers in the third rung on a multi-shot, and we should be able to make quick work. So Wurzag isn't in this fight, but I'm sure he'll come down to parley. Imrik can hold the center, move my Sun Dragon on the left, and we'll move our Frost Dragon on the right, essentially. He's modelled as a Star Dragon, but he's got his unique Frost Breath. But here is Imrik, Prince of Kalador, Lord of Dragons, Dover King, I like to call him. Bolt throwers there as well, and our Fire Mage as well now has a dragon mount, so taming dragons around the world is his specialty, and our Fire Mage has a dragon mount now. So look how terrifying that is in its enormity. Flaming heads, bombardments are going to be coming raining from the sky. Now I've got something controversial to say. I think I like Imrik more than Eltharion. Just like campaign buffs wise, he seems to be better. But let me know in the comments. I've just been enjoying him more as sort of like the lore, the dragon tamer, the prince that was promised and denied. Right, we can probably pull our spearmen a little bit up here so they are engaging. My dragons can try and push out and kite some of the archers, but from your experience, who do you guys enjoy? Imrik or Eltharion? But who doesn't like dragon tamers? Alright. So they're pushing up here with some of their orky boys. But what I really like about a Mortal Empire's Imrik campaign is you fight as so many cool and unique old world factions early on as the High Elves, and High Elves personally for me are my favourite Warhammer II faction, because unless you play Mortal Empires to the late campaign, you don't get to fight greenskins and dwarves and Skaven that often. But with Imrik, where you start, it is difficult, but you get him from the get-go. Alright, let's drop a flaming head through the front line that seems to be holding now, and we're rip-roaring through the green skin scourge. Not as good as that 400 kill goblin one we got a while ago, but not too bad. Imrik now has a flaming bombard himself, and the Bloody Hand tribe for the greenskins are definitely not to be messed with, especially if the dancing war boss Wurzag comes around or has anything to say with it. Let's get Imrik down here to fight now. My Sisters of Avalon are still doing well, piercing and ripping down orcs with their ethereal bows. It's actually my war lines, my white lines here that are routing. The Silverin Guard are holding as well. Let's go with some more dragon breaths as well against some of those savage biggins. They're holding out well. They're holding a lot more on their right hand side. They've got some savage orc archer boys here. We need to phase and get them out. We could go with another flaming head. It's not a perfect opportunity with more than 3 or 4, but we'll take that. That might get into the back of them there. Imrik can go after their melee specialist there. They're holding for now. They were able to wrap around me a little bit, which is a bit of a shame, but there's not much we can do about that. Sisters of Avalon can try and pierce and take them out. They seem to be kiting them and skirmishing them away alright anyway. Okay, you're holding off them well. That's good, good. We are going to win this one. But we might lose a couple of units here and there. It's these archers at the back that are annoying me a little bit. We just need to send some of our dragons to disrupt them. These dragon breaths are so useful though. My god. So Imrik with his purple flame breath. Oh yeah, they got a troll hag there. A troll river hag. Powerful mages. But the problem is as well, you can't easily get rid of them. Because they really hold their own in battle. They're like one of the only units like still in this fight, which is crazy. That must like, yeah, because it's a whole green skin rework, isn't there? So it's like, I guess like Wurzag, if you get like a heap of those river trolls, are so good. Those hags, rather. Technically they're river trolls, but it's river hag trolls. Are the magically infused beasts. Okay. So they're mostly in a full retreat now. A couple of their lords and agents and skirmishers are really the ones that are holding. But we've taken our first piece of territory in the Western Badlands here today against one of the most, second or third more renowned green skin tribes. Grimgor and his Ard boys are getting smacked. Wurzag and the Bloody Hand are now next. And I don't really know what's happened to Warden the Paunch and a broken axe. Settings that they've held in, seeing that like Bretonnia is still around, and most of their counts, I'm assuming, not so good. To be honest, we're running down the last of their orc boys. Oh, we've gone down lost, eh? Our dragons ripping them to pieces. Our silver and guard holding, being defensive in the majority of the fight. Are loving to run down the remaining stragglers now. Our Sisters of Avalon targeted, focused, and knocked out men quite well, but they were also able to be trusted to skirmish and kite the remaining forces. Our Eagle Bolt Throwers, even though there was a little bit of mishaps with them earlier on, they've managed to do alright. A close victory against the Bloody Hand. Huh. Let's have a look at the stats. We deployed 1.4, lost 600. They deployed 1.7. We still held out. Oh, we lost 1 unit of Silver and Guard. You kidding me? Nah. They did have a lot of agents though. 3.
They cannot remain a threat.
And we'll occupy the Dragon Horn Mines. Hopefully, I guess we can mine more Dragon Horns. I guess that's a resource there. Alright, it's time to do a rite. Now, we've got this mission to invoke Greater Invocation of Vol. Fire up the anvils, I guess. So we'll invoke that, because that's a mission we can do. We basically get it back, the money, and we get some additional influence as well. There are 4 powerful magic items at your disposal. Which will you choose? Reaver Bow. That'd be good for, like, a Lithanar. Crown of Authority, I might get that. Jewel of Dusk, that's probably also good. Amulet of Foresight. I'm gonna... Crown of Authority. Yeah, I can't remember. We might already have the helm thing. I think I might go with Jewel of the Dusk, because we get plus 20 wins of Magic Reserve. Even though it's more than likely Imrik, because he's not a mage. He's not even a low-level mage. He's just a fighter and a dragon tamer. We're probably not going to be able to equip it here. If not, no matter. We definitely can equip it with my mage. My fire mage that's been fighting with me for the majority of this. Yeah, she can. The Jewel of Dust. There we go. Plus 20 wins of Magic Reserve. So we'll allow Michaela, my mage, to have it. She's level 26 now. Crikey. Okay guys, welcome to turn 103. So it looks like the vampire counts have moved into the lands of the Bloody Hands, which is a shame because we're probably going to have to declare war upon them. We can push into Erakrund here, further to the north, and deal with more Bloody Handsmen. And we're actually going to take another territory in the Western Badlands. Even though it's not perfect climate, we are going to need it as a part of our victory conditions and to get trade. Once we take the Stone Mine Tower to the north, we can nearly unite a trade route to our capital to a port in the west. Okay guys, well, unfortunately on that note it's time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching episode 4 of the Total War WARHAMMER II Imrik Mortal Empires campaign. Unfortunately, the vampires here have taken out the remaining of the Bloody Hands, so we weren't able to deal with the final blow. So we're gonna have to deal with some vampires in the next, which would be cool. Imrik the Vampire Slayer. We can add it to another notch of factions he's destroyed, I guess. We've got some beastmen back at home, but there's nothing to fear. But we've pushed all the way into the Western Badlands. We're still working towards our victory conditions of uniting the Western Badlands. Unfortunately for me, the vampires came in and took some territory that I needed. They have, what, 4 provinces? And they've overextended, so we should be able to get rid of Kalador here and the vampire counts to the south here. We should be able to carve them up. We're still working towards as well uniting up our capital to the coast so we can get some trade rights. Grimgor's on the back foot. Thorgrim's got really good relations with us. We are at war with a fair few factions now. We have a military alliance with Tyrion, but hopefully we can work towards some confederations later on here today, maybe bringing Eltharion or potentially Tyrion, son of Tywin. Not really, but Tyrion into the fold. So let's join. It's gonna. I don't. Maybe we should just straight up war deck them. To be honest, like we could join the Greenskin War against them, but I think we'll bring in Tyrion instead. So we'll allow Imrik to give chase. They're in a fort. Oh, that is terrible for them. So there's a couple indicators as to why the auto-resolve is so bad for them. First of all, we've got a lot of fire, which isn't good for vampires. And also, they're in a forced march, so they're incredibly winded in this fight. So let's get stuck into Zelgig Jaeger of the Sturgosh Vampire, one of the old, ancient bloodlines for the vampire counts. Imrik, Prince of Kalador, the Lord of Dragons. The Dragon Tamer is going to be carving up some vampires here today for the first time. We have the Battle of Erakrund. Let's get stuck into these vampiric skelly boys. But once we've sort of taken some more territory in the Badlands, we'll be able to unite our armies up. It's quite interesting to see how the south is sort of being carved up. It's mostly between myself and Thorgrim, the Badlands. There are a couple of outlying vampiric and greenskin holds here and there, but overall, Grimgor Ironhide has been pushed back. So let's make a front line here. Now, we've just finished off Wurzag and his bloody hands, so we're a little bit depleted, especially in the inhospitable terrain. We haven't been able to replenish overly too much. We've got one White Lion Regiment of Renown and Phoenix Guard. We've also got some Silver in as well. We'll try and drop them back because a lot of these guys are depleted. My Sisters of Avalon are still doing fantastic, and we'll put our Bolt Throwers on multi-shot here. We have a Sun Dragon, which we've had from the start, along with our Fire Mage Michaela. We've also got a Frost Dragon here, which we've been able to tame and catch like a Pokemon on our side, I guess coerce into our army. But here is Imrik with his famed Star Lance and Dragon Mount. We have Phoenix Guard for the first time in the series. I do quite like the Silvering because they're a lot cheaper than your typical Phoenix Guard. It's a lot of investment to get them in. I really do like the Silvering Guard, especially for the... As soon as you get them in the mid-game, they can really serve well towards the late. But getting a regiment of renowned Phoenix Guard, you really just don't have to put in the investment. But here is the Strygos Empire there. The vampires looking forward. Oh my god, that looks horrible. The beast. But they got a really cool backstory, these Strygos vampires. One of the old and ancient bloodlines of the vampire counts. They got a couple of agents further back here. But it's kind of weird to see high elves fight and get ready to dispatch vampires, but they've expanded into the Bloody Hands territory. I had no ambition of destroying them. I don't see Imrik as a vampire slayer, but he is this time around. But guys, unfortunately this series will end in the not too soon future. So let me know in the comments, feedback and suggestions, and what you'd like me to replace it with, so I can get organised and ready to go. So even though we're attacking them, they're going to push us and try and close the distance. Our bolt throwers are ripping through the enemy combatants. They do have a... Yeah, they're not going to be able to hold on to this. These skeletons are actually going to get rip-roared through. Once our dragon breaths start ripping as well, they're not going to be able to hold on. Especially in a forced march. They're trying to close the distance. They're already fatigued. And especially once the Sisters of Avalon get in range, they won't be able to contend with those ethereal shots. And our fire mage is there. Imrik's up there, what, 26, 27-ish plus? Alright, they're pushing up some cavalry here, which isn't going to last long. 2 fire blasts and 2 volleys of Sisters of Avalon, and we've nearly routed them from whence they've came. Let's attack these black knights here that are sitting on our right-hand flank. But our eagle bolt throwers and Sisters of Avalon are rip-roaring through. Oh, there's a little bit of... Oh, the bats there have stopped me there, which is a pain. We'll throw a little buff there, because my fire mage, even though she's on a mount, she's not too akin to being hand-to-hand combat. The decrepit ghouls and skelly boys are heading our front line here. And our Silvering Guard seems to be holding for now. Their Black Knights are trying to flank, but they're not doing too well. There's no point in using a Flaming Head just yet there. They're doing some Flaming Bombards is probably the play, along with Dragon Breaths where we can. Imrik has managed to get a lot of magical items. Like, he's not as... I think... Because Imrik is a fighter. He's a dragon tamer, a lover. he's not a sort of a low level mage as Eltharion is. You have to get pretty lucky on quests and magical item drops as well. But I've been fortunate. I got a Bombard spell, which is pretty good. We're holding the vampire counts here. Their wraiths splattering upon the Silverin front line, and they're not doing much. Our dragons are engaging. They're holding well, and we've nearly defeated a full stack of the Strygos Empire, especially in a force march as well. There's probably not going to be many more where that came from. I tried to get their corpse cart further at the back. We've killed their enemy lord now. There's only a couple more left, and we should be able to unite the Western Badlands. I have no harm pushing further. A decisive victory, just straight up. Yeah, because if you get the vampires just drop instantly like a sack of spuds. So we only lost 20, but we killed 900 of theirs. Wow, we decimated Zillig's Jaeger's force. Gambler's armor as well. 21 Imrik is. Our fire mage is actually higher. 26 he was. Yeah, I thought Imrik was much higher because the fire mage was. That's crazy. I guess I haven't looked at his overall level in quite some time. 21, yeah. Anyway, we're going to be able to push towards the mine now, defeating 3 agents of the Strygos Empire and their army there. So let's push towards Bitter Stone Mine with Imrik, and then we'll push towards the Stone Mine Tower as well. Come on, why can't you?
That is
It must be one of those settlements that are slightly bugged. It's a shame. No matter. We'll just go back and replenish. Please do take into consideration, guys, that I'm using a early access build of the Warden the Paunch DLC, or this whatever this patch number is I'm playing on, which isn't available to the general public, which allows me to play as Imrik as well. So hopefully things will be ironed out before the official release. Decisive victory. We're not going to be able to have too much attrition and vampiric problems pushing into here, because they've only recently taken it off the Bloody Hands tribe, which have now been defeated. Okay, guys, welcome to turn 111. So, with the defeat of the Sturgos Empire near Bitterstone Mine in the Battle of Erakrund, there's been a rebellion at Stone Mine Tower, so the Greenskins are technically back, and we're going to have to declare war upon Scabbii, which is interesting, but so be it. We'll declare war upon them. They haven't got any diplomacy to worry about, so we'll charge on in here, and then we'll try and peace out with the Sturgos vampires, because I want to try and connect up and hit our short victory conditions. We don't particularly need to go south just yet. We just need to unite up here in the Western Badlands and take a couple more outlying territories. Now they've got the Western Badlands under our control, let's go tribute to the Phoenix King and get tax rate worldwide. Now, can we get some negotiations done? So, Thorgrim's up there for the highest. Okay, guys, welcome to the top of the turn. 111 still in the Let's Play. So, let's do some diplomacy. Now, the dwarves are actually, interestingly, sitting on the highest. We are at war with a lot of factions, which is a pain. But no matter. Now, does Kalador and the vampires want peace? It looks like they're going to accept it. High. They're going to give me a massive payment as well. Yeah, because I have no ambition to push too far south just yet. I need to deal with some others beforehand. Alright, so now that's gone through, we've made peace with Kalador and the Sturgos Empire. Now that we have the Western Badlands under my control, we'll lose a lot of attrition pushing to the fully converted and held vampiric factions. So we've got two factions we could try and confederate with. Tor Ivres, or Tyrion. Now, Eltharion in my Grom series, and in this, has been awesome in his campaign. So we'll try and get a confederation with him. We'll offer like 6k. It's rejected. That's a shame. He is just like, he's even like carved up Tyrion, who we've got a military alliance with. So maybe we need to save up some money before we can confederate with him. He declined 9k? Right, let's try again on this turn. Right, we've saved up enough money now to try and negotiate with Eltharion. It's really interesting to see that Eltharion in this build of the game usually tends to dominate, control, and take most of Ulthuan. Interestingly enough, this time around, he actually has gone to war with Tyrion and taken Lothern as well. So, we offered 9,000... Hey, is accepted. Thank God for that. Well, it doesn't matter because we've got that money to spend, but crikey, we offered like nearly 10k before, and he declined. We had to offer 20k to get that through, but it's worth it because he has most of Lothern and Ulthuan under his control. So we've united with Eltharion. Even though we have a military alliance with Tyrion, I guess we had to piss him off somewhat. And we're going to make that money back within 4 turns anyway, because we're getting 6,400 per turn. So here is Eltharion. Oh, he's got the Sword of Cain! Oh, no! I should have checked that. So now we're going to get a public order debuff around the world, which is a shame. Can I drop it? I don't like the Sword of Cain, especially on this difficulty, but I'll have to go through the buffs for him and myself. We might be able to publicly manage it. Only like certain factions have a really easier time with the Sword of Cain because they have worldwide public order stuff. Spec wise, could be worse, but it's not too bad. He's got Stormwing, and a couple of others. So let's go through the armies that we've been managed to gift there. So Imrik and
High Elven Archmage.
Eltharion have united. So this army,
The Warden assumes
a lot of Sea Guard. We'll get rid of some of the low-level agents there. We'll get rid of you. We don't particularly probably need that army to the south, but might be able to defend the coast. What else do we have here? Level 20. She's not too bad. We can even pull them back into the pool as well, if we need to. And there's another army there. But it's crazy to see that in both these Mortal Empire campaigns, my Eltharion scene that I controlled and played isn't a very good test subject, but Eltharion in my Grom campaign and in this and in campaigns that I've seen, he seems to dominate the civil high elf wars in Ulthuan. But interestingly enough, because he's been at war with Tyrion, he's actually got Lothan under his control. By subsequently we have as well. So it looks like Eltharion and Imrik are going to be battling it out with Tyrion and Teclis. And we'll get rid of the others. Okay, so this is the territory we now occupy. Most of it near Vol's Anvil. We have Lothern as well. We have the Shrine of Asur. Construction-wise, this has all been built up and spent in, so it's not too bad. You're actually kind of better off to confederate in the late game, because then you get basically, because the AI cheats, you know that. So it's like you don't have to pay for all this construction, which is good. Eagle Gate has fallen to Marathi, so the white lines in the north of Chase hold most of it. There's only one or two outlying high elf factions, but it looks like Tyrion must have puppeted with the confederated with the Everqueen, Alariel, and has taken her territory in the north, because they were battling it out before I even intervened in this.
show no weakness.
But
Hesitation
Eltharion,
is unacceptable.
even though we had good relations with Tyrion, knew having the power in the old world was necessarily for securing the vortex. Well, we'll move this army eventually down to Lothern to defend it, because even this west coast was occupied by the vampire coast, wasn't it? Noculus was ruling there. So we've got Tor Ivres. Some of these veiled territories to the north in Lothern we don't have. Alright, so we'll push towards Griffin's Gate here now. And we'll try and restructure this as well. Skills wise, Sword of Cain, yeah, so we definitely can't drop it. Yeah, it's just a public order I really don't like. Objectives wise, we're well on our way for our short victory conditions. All we need to take is the Wolflands. Grimgor needs to be destroyed. He's only got 2 territories left. And we have 9 out of the 5. Comparing that to the Long, we're actually quite close on the Long as well. Just Grimgor, Claremores. And we need 15 out of the 9. But we're nearly about to hit our short victory conditions. We just have to take Silverspear, which is a shame because it was under the control of Clan Esh and we weren't quick enough. And it fell to Grimgor. Now to the dwarves as well, which we've got a really good alliance with. Wow, the Empire's taken out the vampire counts. Really? That's really interesting. Well, there is Eltharion with the Sword of Cain. We might be able to use that in a couple of battles in the next. Alright, White Peak has been destroyed by Marathi. Eltharion's going to go down there
Vengeance for Moranion.
to retake it. Which is a shame, but so be it.
Never falter.
Okay, we're going to push towards Karak 8 Peaks now. Because I figured out, for us to connect our trade routes, we have to take these 2 territories in the eastern Badlands. Because, as you can see here, we still can't trade with the old and new world because we need these 2 territories. We have a port city here to connect up, but we're going to have to take Karak 8 Peaks out for us to trade. So we'll push into... Right, so it's Crooked Moon, but it's the mutinous Gits. So the actual Crooked Moon tribe have been destroyed. We can push into the Sorrow quite quickly, and then we just need to take Crooked Moon. Try and siege out Karak 8 Peaks to finally get trade rights. What, 122 turns in this Let's Play? Unfortunately, just because we start off such in the corner of the map, we can't have trade with the old world and the new. But we're going to be able to open it up because finally we've got a port city connecting to our capital, which is fantastic. Also, we're going to be dealing with the Witch King. Malekith has invaded Ulthuan to the north. So, it looks like Eltharion, who is now wielding the Sword of Cain, will be dealing with him in the next. We're either going to have the Siege of Karak 8 Peaks, or we're going to be fighting Malekith here today. So, if you like the sound of that, support the series by leaving a like, a comment, subscribing if you're new around here with notifications on. Let me know in the comments feedback and suggestions for the series. And I've also got to say a huge thank you to the Creative Assembly for sending me a free early access copy of the Warden the Paunch DLC and a Imrik code as well, and making this Let's Play possible. We've still got a military alliance with Tyrion. In the last, we managed to get rid of the Sturgos Empire, defeating the vampires in the western Badlands. We also managed to confederate for the first time with Eltharion. He has been carving up Ulthuan, dominating the civil war, and made the decision to join with me. So it's Imrik and Eltharion, 2 of the cooler high elves, against the jock, the Chad Tyrion, and his nerdy brother Teclis. So we'll try and siege out Karak 8 Peaks now. Hey, so it looks like Malekith, the Witch King, has pushed towards the Griffin Gate, and I'm actually going to push out against him. Eltharion has the Sword of Cain, and the Witch King is now here. Let's go full Cain and Abel. Let's go out against him. Let's throw back the Witch King from whence he came. He's returned to Ulthuan to reclaim the Phoenix Throne, and Eltharion is going to come out against him. This is going to be our first battle with Eltharion in this Imrik Dragon Tamer Let's Play. It's an interesting army build. I would have liked more Sisters of Avalon. There's a couple of Silver and Guard here, but we shall make do. We'd like some more dragons as well, but we'll try and throw back the Druki and their Dark Lords. Eltharion's level 28, Malekith only 18 or so. So, he's actually... Eltharion's probably higher level than Imrik, technically. So we've got the Battle of Griffin Gate. Eltharion hasn't confederated with anyone else apart from me, so we won't see anyone else popping up. Tyrion confederated with the Everqueen, so we won't be seeing her. So we'll try and gamble, see if the winds of magic are in our favour in Ulthuan instead. And they're not. Alright, let's start the deployment then. Alrighty, so what have we got here? This is our first battle with Eltharion. It's been quite a while since I've had the Sword of Cain. I didn't have an option when I confederated with him. I do prefer to drop it, especially on this difficulty. But we might have enough public order buffs. We'll see. But anyway, we're probably going to hit our short victory conditions here today. We do have to betray the dwarfs, which I don't necessarily like. But to get it over the line and claim the short victory officially, I'll have to do it. So the Empire has defeated the Vampire Counts. The good guys have really won in this series, so we're in a strong position to deal with chaos once it eventually comes, of course. The Empire defeated the Vampire Counts. The Dwarves defeated Grimgor. And if Eltharion is successful here today, he can throw back the Druki from whence they came. There's a Hydra there looking to push out, some Witch Elves fighting alongside them. But here he is, the Witch King himself, the Darth Vader incarnate. It's Malekith, the one true Phoenixkin, supposedly, ready to retake the throne. Although the council is divided between Imrik and Eltharion holding most of the sway, and Tyrion and Teclis, we should be able to throw back these dark shards here today. So, not too bad of an army. They've got a lot of high chevrons, which is great to see, and some regiments of renown. Only one Sisters of Avalon regiment of renown. Now, I quickly just want to move up here. We'll try and go in the open area here with our infantry. We've also got some Swordmasters of Hoeth as well, and then we'll put our Sea Guard in the rear. If they're forced into hand-to-hand combat, that's what I like about Sea Guard, but I prefer Sisters of Avalon, to be honest. I'd rather go just with normal archers, and then I'd rather not spend the money on Sea Guard, which happened in this series. Not so much in the Eltharion one. I did actually make the investment to Sea Guard, but just the way things were going, I thought it was a better bet. Okay, so looking at what we're working with here, that's not too bad of a Shadow Wizard. So the Lawmaster here does have some magical bombardments, and of course Eltharion is wielding the Sword of Cain. So I guess this sort of has a fair bit of significance, because we don't want Malekith to take the Sword of Cain as well. So it's been quite a long time since I've actually fought a character with it. I don't usually opt for it. There are specific factions which have an easier time wielding the Sword of Cain. The thing is with the Sword of Cain, it's got like crazy buffs, right? And especially when you deploy it on the field, it just rips through any enemy combatant. But it's the public order issue, especially on this difficulty. You need to play with certain factions which negate it, or characters that have public order buffs. So we got Eagle Bolt Throwers here. Even though we're attacking them, they should attack us because we have Skirmisher and Artillery Supremacy. So it'll be interesting to see how long they sit here for. We'll try and hit their Corsairs, do some damage. There's actually two ways to attack here. We'll attack some of the lighter Witch Elves, who have light armor but they've got a high attack. And they seem to be holding here for now. So rain and fire, death upon the Druki. Eltharion wielding the Sword of Cain. Blood for the Blood God. What? We can't say that. We're the good guys. Skulls for the Skull Throne. What? So, this could very well be the last episode for the Imrik campaign, because we're going to be able to hit our short victory conditions here today. So, if we win against the Witch King and take Karak 8 Peaks, we should be able to open up our trade with the old and new world and hit our short victory conditions. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a long campaign. It's going to depend on you guys, depending on the likes, the comments, the views, and sort of the general consensus. If you want more episodes, support it and I'll do more. If not, there's no biggie. We can move on to something else. I usually like doing about 5 episodes anyway, because viewer retention and stuff usually drops off, and I usually get sick of a campaign after 100 or so turns. I like to go for a short victory, have a clear vision from the start, which we've done. Become the Dragon Tamer, forge out a kingdom worthy of Kalador in the Badlands, and this dark vortex here is ripping through their front line. That Hydra there is hitting us, but we're trying to focus and phase it out. But if you guys would like me to unite all of Ulthuan, we could rotate as well Imrik and Eltharion with the Sword of Cain against Chaos. That's now coming. Let me know. I would like to do more Warhammer in the future, and there's still a fair few factions I haven't played as. Vlad, a couple of the vampires, maybe checking out some of the other green skin factions, with the rework now. Wurzag, Grimgore, Scarstic even. Or we can move on to more Total War. Just let me know in the comments your feedback and suggestions, so I can plan ahead and get organised. Okay, so it looks like the Druki still continue to buckle on our front line, but they seem to be targeting our sort of right centre here with their Fire Hydra, which is pulled back. Malekith is fighting in hand-to-hand combat with Eltharion, wielding the Sword of Cain. What an epic battle that's ensuing, and Eltharion mounting Stormwind as well. That's pretty cool, with the Sword of Cain. The right flank here, they're trying to envelop me, but my Sisters of Avalon seem to be shredding anything that comes through there, along with our Reavers doing well. Let's throw back some of these bombards here. So I'm just like on the fly trying to learn spells here, what we've got. So the Bombard Spells are the ones I sort of prefer, which we're throwing down here. So I've got sort of a Shadow Wizard and a Lighter Wizard. I personally prefer Heavens and Fire. You gotta love Lizard Wizards where you can. But I guess we just got to hope for the RNG. We'll drop the Sword of Cain here. Yeah, it's sort of going on its own thing. They never really clustered up overly too much like that. They sort of hit my front line and went into a full retreat. The Bombards were only solo hit anyway. But in a 1v1 duel, Eltharion, wielding the Sword of Cain, has thrown back the Witch King from whence he came. We'll try and get our cavalry here to run down some of the remaining stragglers. But overall, it looks like the gold chevrons here with Eltharion has come through. Yeah, so SEGA win their gold chevron. Even some of the Sisters of Avalon, they're crikey. We'll try and run down the Witch King. The Witch King has returned, and he's been bested by Eltharion. Not even a woman this time. I need to rewatch The Return of the King. There's like, I don't know, depending on where you live, like in Australia, we have all these like real wacky and kooky free-to-air TV stuff, and like every year, I swear, they always like rerun Harry Potter, rerun Lord of the Rings, and you always just sort of like, you're cooking dinner, then you just catch yourself watching Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter or something when you're tired and stuff. So we're running in the last of the Reavers here. It was a close one. Really? How many did you lose? 430. It was quite even. They lost 1,000 though. Like numerically it was even. But Eltharion has thrown back the Witch King from whence he came. Maybe Eltharion now should be voted the new Phoenix King. He's dominating Ulthuan, while Imrik is forging a new home in the old world, I guess. Okay, guys, welcome to the top of the turn. We'll try and run down Malekith now. Finish him off. Yeah, we can just auto-resolve this one. Just do a quick save. And decisive. We've managed to get fire resistance, defeat Malekith, and we've taken his buffs as well. Let's pull back to the gate there. The Griffin gate. But Eltharion was successful, which is fantastic to see. Now we have to deal with Karak 8 Peaks with Imrik. Okay, guys, welcome to 100 and turn 24. Yeah, crikey. Now, the Siege of Karak 8 Peaks, we're going to need another army to come up and help us out for this one. Auto-resolve this one out. It's not even against the proper Crooked Moon. Like, it's the Crooked Moon Mutinous Gits. But now that we have 8 Peaks on the map, as you can see, half of it's occupied by the dwarfs here. We're going to be able to get trade rights. So it's quite a bit of an investment to get trade rights as Imrik. I can see why it's a hard campaign. on Mortal Empires. But hey, we've opened up trade nodes to the whole world. Oh my god! Imrik hasn't had like wine and lizardman eggs. Oh, imagine that, having a fried skink egg in the morning. And a bottle of Lothern's finest wine. Also, you can get trade with some of the other factions. So this is going to massively boost our economy because trade is so important for the High Elves, and we've just been negated of it for so long. Oh my god, give it to me. Give me furs. Sitting there with furs and heating everything up with like an iron pot. Whatever he can get his hand on. But we've opened up trade. And we're only at war with Nagaroth, the vampires. Chaos, of course. We've still got our military alliance with Tyrion, even though Eltharian's killed heaps of his men. Alrighty. So, guys, unfortunately, we have to betray the dwarves. We're pushing towards Mount Silverspear now. We have hit all of our short victory conditions, bar taking the settlement. Grimgor's been taken out. I didn't even have to push there. He's been taken out by the dwarfs. As you can see here, we just need to hit these 5 provinces. Eshen, Grimgor's boys, and Hagreath have been destroyed. We destroyed Clan Eshen. Oh, we took most of the territory of both Hagreath and Eshen. We didn't do the final nail. We're actually close to our long campaign conditions in a turn 128. So, we could push for that because it's not too far away. But we can officially hit our short victory conditions here today. I've sent Imrik north to Silverspear. And, unfortunately, we're going to have to declare war upon Thorgrim Grudgebearer. Now, he's got, like, military alliances with Ironhammer, the Empire, Elia, so a fair few. We still could confederate with Tyrion. I'm sure that'd be an awkward dinner, like the 2 dinner guests, having Tyrion and Eltharion there, even though they've been fighting each other quite a bit. So we'll try and get around their military alliances, because the last thing we want is to declare war upon the Empire. So we're at war with the dwarves now. Even though we haven't had a military alliance, we've just had non-aggression pacts. We've both been pincering the remaining Skaven and Greenskin enclaves in the west. Oh, we can't go in there. Oh, we're at the top of next turn. Are you kidding me, man? Rightio. Now we have the movement to take Silverspear. Imrik can push into the Dowie Hall. And Grimbo. Hey, and we've won. The short victory has been complete. Well, guys, you might as well going to pause and have a look at the records here as we sort of finish things off. 38 owned, regions owned, 11 provinces. But here is our story. You're most welcome to have a look through the whole 130 or so turns-ish. So, guys, unfortunately on that note, it's time to end episode 6 and potentially the series of the Total War Warhammer II Prince Imrik of Caledor, a Knight of Kalador, Mortal Empire Let's Play here. Thank you very much for watching. I've had an absolute blast recording this Let's Play series along with the Grom and Eltharion. But I think I'm going to have a little bit of a break from Warhammer over the next couple of days. At least I could definitely see myself coming back to it if that's something you guys would like to see. But we sort of blitzkrieged our way through the DLC and upcoming free LC content with Imrik. So I've got to say a huge thank you to CA for providing me with all these free codes and copies. They also gave me a copy to give away, which I've already done in the community page on my channel. I do recommend becoming a channel member and joining me on Patreon if you want to be first on that, and the Discord as well. I posted the giveaway link in the Discord and on the community page first. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, for supporting this series. I've had an absolute blast, particularly for this. Support it. I'll do more if that's something you'd like to see. Seeing Imrik and Eltharion teaming up against Chaos. But if not, no worries. There's still plenty of other factions I still haven't played as. There's still a lot, actually. A lot of Vampiric factions, Vlad. We still haven't played as a lot of Skaven as well. Even some Tomb Kings and stuff here and there. But maybe we can do more normal Total War or strategy games. But here's the campaign map. Before we... What? The dwarves are up here? That's crazy. They have territory all the way up near Chaos. We've united most of Ulth 1. And the Druki are coming in full swing, so we might have to deal with that. Clan Wars has... Whoa, so actually it's going to take quite a bit if we were to continue. 24. I didn't think Clan Wars was that big. We have to defeat him. He's one of the only... Yeah, he's the only one out of the basically 4 that didn't really hold on. But our short victory is now being completed, and we've still got to do the long, if that's something you'd like to see. But thanks, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this Warhammer 2 content blitz. I've had an absolute blast. Much love from Simpzy in Australia. Thank you, guys. Take care. Peace. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series, and if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye.